Nobody wakes up and decides to be less attractive. It does not work like that. It happens slowly, quietly, through behaviors so automatic and so natural that you never stop to question them. And every time you wonder why someone who seemed interested suddenly pulled back, why the energy shifted without warning, why things that started well slowly faded, it was because of something on this list. The worst part is that none of these feel wrong in the moment. They feel like the right thing to do. They feel like care, like communication, like effort. And that is exactly what makes them so damaging. Here are 5 things that are quietly making you less attractive without you realizing it. The first one is over-explaining yourself. You say something, and then immediately follow it with 3 sentences justifying why you said it. You make a decision, and then walk the other person through your entire reasoning without being asked. You cancel a plan, and then write a paragraph explaining exactly why. Most men think this is being transparent. What it is actually doing is broadcasting insecurity. Here is the psychology behind it. When you are genuinely secure in who you are and what you do not feel the need to justify it to anyone. You say the thing and let it stand. But when you are anxious about how you are being perceived, you keep talking. You keep adding context. You keep building a case for yourself like you are on trial. And she feels that energy underneath every word. She cannot name it, but she feels it. And she pulls back from it. Say the thing. Let it land. The right people do not need the footnotes. The second one is texting again before they reply. One message. No response. Then a follow-up. Then another angle. Then a voice note asking if they saw it. Every time you do this, you think you are showing that you care. What you are actually showing is that you cannot tolerate the discomfort of uncertainty, that the silence made you anxious and you needed to fill it. The double text tells someone everything they need to know about how much internal pressure you are carrying. It says you are not okay with waiting. And if you are not okay with waiting for a message, the question becomes, what else are you not okay with? Discomfort is part of every real connection. Learning to sit in the silence without immediately trying to resolve it is one of the most attractive things you can build in yourself. Send the message. Put the phone down. Let it breathe. The third one is shrinking your opinions to avoid conflict. Someone says something you completely disagree with, and instead of saying so, you nod. You find a way to make their point sound reasonable. You pivot to agreement because conflict feels risky and approval feels safe. And the cruel irony is that it never makes anyone like you more. It makes you boring. Because when you have no edges, when nothing you say ever creates any friction, you become someone people feel comfortable around but never drawn to. Comfort is not attraction. The moment you start saying, I actually think that is wrong and here is why, calmly and without hostility, the entire dynamic shifts. People pay more attention. They engage differently. Because when you hold a real perspective you are willing to defend, you stop being a safe option and start being someone worth knowing. Those are 2 completely different categories. The fourth one is making her mood your responsibility. She seems quiet, and you immediately start scanning everything you said, trying to figure out what you did wrong. She seems off, and your entire internal state shifts to accommodate hers. You go into repair mode before anything is even broken. Most men think this is empathy. It is not. It is anxiety dressed up as consideration. Real empathy means noticing someone's mood and giving them space to feel it. What most men do is take the mood personally and then try to manage it, which is exhausting for both people. When you are so tuned to another person's emotional state that you lose track of your own, you stop being a presence and become a mirror. And nobody is attracted to someone who has completely disappeared into them. Stay grounded in your own state. Her emotions are hers to carry. You can care deeply about someone without making their mood the weather you live in. The fifth one is treating interest like a deadline. The moment you feel something building with someone, you start trying to secure it. Lock it in. Get confirmation that it is real before it disappears. So you push forward. You try to define things. You try to establish where this is going before the present moment has even had time to breathe. And every time you do this, the energy flattens. Because what you are doing is not romantic. It is fearful. You are treating the connection like a limited time offer that must be claimed immediately or it will vanish. And that fear translates directly into pressure. And pressure makes people close, not open. The connections worth having unfold naturally. They do not need to be chased into a corner and confirmed. When you are genuinely at ease, when you are okay with things developing slowly, when you do not need it defined right now, that ease becomes the most attractive thing about you. Because it tells her that you trust the process. And people are deeply drawn to someone calm enough to let something real develop without needing to control it. Every single one of these mistakes has the same root. The belief that who you are without the over-explaining, without the follow-up texts, without the constant calibration, is not enough on its own. And the painful truth is that the more you act from that belief, the more you confirm it. Because the behavior pushes people away and then your brain says, see, I was right. You break that loop not by doing more, but by doing less. By trusting yourself enough to be still. by believing that the right people will stay without you constantly trying to make sure they will. That is where real attraction begins. See you in the next one on Human Desires.